Hello one and all, it's Phil aka Philadoxical and welcome to the video. Today we are going to be reviewing House Flipper. Before we get into this review, I would just like to mention for full disclosure that I have received a code for House Flipper from Frozen District via Lurkit, but have no fear, I'll be as transparent and brutally honest as always. I don't want to keep you too long though, so let's jump straight into this. Originally released in 2018, House Flipper is a simulation game developed by Empyrean and published by Frozen District. The game is available on a number of different platforms and has just had its successor, House Flipper 2, launched a few months ago in December 2023 to rave reviews. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, what is House Flipper exactly, you may be asking? In the game, you take on a variety of tasks from cleaning out people's garages and replacing broken electrical sockets, to painting, decorating and refurbishing entire floors of a house. All the time scrimping and saving so that you can buy new tools and build up enough money to be able to start your dream career of buying and renovating entire homes for your clients. House Flipper is available on Windows, Mac, PlayStation, Xbox and Nintendo Switch, so it might have been easier for me to actually list the platforms it's not available on. The game has been designed to cater to a huge scope of gamers, allowing you to customize not only the language the text appears in, but also the currency that you use in game too, so you can truly tailor it to your specific requirements and tastes. In addition to the languages, there's a suite of in-game tools to assist with accessibility requirements and again, make the game as open and accessible to as many players as possible. This is actually a tough question as there is a straightforward answer, which I'll provide first, but also a very vague second answer. The first straightforward answer is that on average you can achieve the majority of the game's trophies in 20 hours or under. But the more vague response is, how long is a piece of string? The game allows you to continuously pick up new jobs, create new homes and has a consistent release schedule of brand new DLCs that even 6 years later is continuously breathing new life into the game, both attracting brand new players and encouraging existing players to pick it back up again to try out the new content. House Flipper currently has 7 DLCs which have been released, with 2 of them being free for all players and 5 being paid for. In addition to these 7, there are also 2 more DLCs coming in 2024 that are already up on the Steam store, with the first coming out in June 2024 and the second just coming out in 2024, but with no specific date. This is still to be announced. The game, as I mentioned before, has a huge variety of jobs that you can pick and choose as you want to, from cleaning out garages to replacing radiators a lady's ex has stolen from a house while she was on holiday, all the way up to decorating a baby's nursery or decorating entire homes to your client's requirements. To pick which job you want to complete, you simply access them via the emails on your office laptop and the game will transport you directly to the job. Whilst on site carrying out your duties, you will initially begin with just a broom in your hands for picking up rubbish and sweeping. But you can very quickly unlock mops, window cleaning equipment, painting equipment, and even demolition tools for when you have to expand rooms by knocking walls down. All of these can be accessed very easily using an intuitive wheel system similar to what you might find in games like Doom or Tom Clancy games. When it comes to picking the actual materials you need to work with, whether it be paint, wallpaper, showers or backyard barbecues, you have a tablet which you take to the site with you that has a vast trove of goodies for you to explore and purchase, with everything you buy being delivered directly to you instantly. Something I personally wish was a reality, but hey ho, online shopping outside of the game is what it is. Speaking of the tablet, you can also use the tablet to access your current skills, which allow you to upgrade your areas of expertise, allowing you to paint faster, plaster larger areas with less plaster, or swing your hammer harder to demolish quicker. Not to mention the social skills allow you to barter for higher prices on your jobs, and even access even more jobs at once, giving you more variety as you pick and choose what you want to do. And last but not least, the camera. The tablet has a great camera that allows you to take in-game shots of your work, which can then be saved to your actual computer or console to share with your friends or be turned into pictures you can hang up on the walls in the game. The flip side to this is you can also access the camera's storage section to retrieve pictures from your computer or console's hard drive to use as pictures in the game too, really adding to that personal touch when you're finishing off your prized projects. From my personal experience playing House Flipper on PC, I have had very minimal load time issues. Normally the game transitions from the start menu to your office, or the office to your job site in seconds. Having briefly tried House Flipper on my Xbox Series X2, I also experienced no load times or lag whilst playing, although it has been mentioned for some people the game can occasionally drop frame rates, but it quickly recovers. Although I have not had frame rates drop on me per se whilst exploring or decorating, the switch from decorating to bringing your tablet up can be very janky and appear to stutter intermittently. At first I thought it might be my PC, but when playing a lot more resource intensive games like Darktide to test my theory out, I didn't actually have any performance issues at all. Having played House Flipper on my computer using an Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060 i5 core processor and 15GB of RAM, I would have to say the game looks really good. I tend to say beautiful way too much, but on the basic settings it looks good. On the higher settings it looks great for its age. From an Xbox point of view too, I have to admit the game looked really good, which is both a blessing and a curse. It makes the game enjoyable and immersive, but when tidying bedrooms and picking things up from the floor, making beds, hoovering, it feels too much like you're doing actual non-gaming chores. Which, come to think of it, might actually be one of the most backhanded compliments I can give the game. The game is so good that completing cleaning jobs in the game actually feels like you're doing actual real-life chores. But, moving swiftly on, the audio in House Flipper is crisp, clean and on point. A hoover sounds like a hoover. Picking up bottles makes a slight rattling noise, and when you knock a wall down, even the little crumbling bits make an individual clack clack clunk noise as they drop off and bounce down the debris. But where the game really stands out is its soundtrack or backing music. The music throughout the game is very soft, subtle and calming, helping to fully immerse you in the here and now, and the sound design really does contribute to a fantastic gaming experience. Due to the nature of House Flipper, when you go into a very poorly kept home, for example one that has been used and abused by drunk college students, which is actually an in-game job, you may come across cockroaches, and I mean carpets of cockroaches. To get rid of them, you'll have to destroy their nest, and then and only then will they stop infesting the area in which you found them. What I personally wasn't aware of was the phobia of cockroaches is called Phobia. For people that have that phobia, whose name I've just completely massacred, you have an in-game option to swap cockroaches for broken glass, meaning that you get an idea something bad needs cleaning up in a unique way, but you don't actually have to deal with the creepy crawlies and the cockroaches themselves. I found the game mechanics, as I mentioned before, to be very intuitive. There is very detailed and engaging tutorial built into the main game, and both the controls and using items around the world were very responsive. Throughout the game, every time you have to carry out a new job like fixing a plug socket, installing new plumbing, or even setting up a washer dryer in the bathroom, each task comes with a small minigame that is very self-explanatory and, dare I say it, from the few jobs I've done around my own home, are very detailed and realistic, meaning you're actually learning life skills as you're playing. There is a subtle complexity to the game that takes a basic task in the game and handles it with ease whilst going into a lot more depth than I thought it would. Never once though did I feel lost or confused, as a lot of the minigame puzzle elements are easily resolved with common sense or logical approaches. As I mentioned earlier, there are a few reviews on Steam and the various console marketplaces that have detailed issues with frame rate drops or connectivity issues. In addition to the above, the game can be very eager when it comes to laying floors, painting and tiling, meaning it will frequently clip through to other rooms, so you have to make sure you are careful and double check if this has happened. It's not a huge problem if it does occur, but it just means that it can turn an already completed task back into a 90 odd percenter, so you need to go back in the room, redo the section that's clipped through to fully complete an otherwise completed task. My only other minor critique of House Flipper would have to be the cost of getting everything, but take this with a pinch of salt, as buying everything is entirely optional. With the base game available for around £20.99 and the 5 paid DLCs coming to a collective $59.66, you will have to pay roughly £80.65 to get everything that is available to date, which doesn't even include the 2 new DLCs releasing in 2024. Personally, for the game to be 6 years old and still cost this much, it seems to be a lot of money. However, with what is on offer with each of the DLCs, if you do fall madly, deeply in love with House Flipper, you may easily be able to make up for the cost with a very, very lengthy playthrough. The full amount is also paying 6 years worth of DLC in one go, whereas before, if you've been paying the game since release, you may have just paid a little bit here and there, and when comparing the cost to say The Sims and all of the Sims expansions, it could have been a lot worse of a hit to your bank balance. Personally, I believe the pros of House Flipper significantly outweigh the cons. I'm usually a horror gamer who delves into third-person games, shooters and a lot of roleplay, but I was taken aback by how quickly and how hard I fell for this game, especially with how drastically different it is from my usual tastes. From its adaptability and user-friendly layout to the calming, chill music and an ability to handle whatever jobs you want in whatever order you want to do them, the game hit many checkboxes for me. The game simply allows you, for the most part, to play how you want to play in a way that doesn't revolve around timers rushing you or invisible walls limiting your paths. If I want to go outside and walk around the yard, I can go outside and walk around some complete random person's yard without the police being called. To date, I have played many hours of House Flipper, too many if I'm being honest, and yet I don't actually feel like any of it was time wasted or time I feel like I want back. I would happily rave about House Flipper and suggest it to anyone into any type of game who has not already tried it. Personally, I loved it so much that I have already started buying and working my way through the DLCs, and once I clear some of my existing backlog of other games, I will definitely be taking a look at House Flipper 2 too. When it comes to reviewing a game, I always try to remain impartial for the initial segments of the review, to give you the basics in an unbiased way, and then I'll give my personal thoughts and feelings at the end, and encourage you to try the game for yourself and make your own mind up. What one person may adore, someone else might dislike. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to end by saying I loved this game. Not because it was a review copy, not because I didn't pay for it, but because I found it to be a genuinely good game, so much so that I actually went and spent my own money on its DLCs. If I have piqued your curiosity, definitely give the game a try yourself. But if you're thinking about doing so, has anything specific caught your eye? Was there an element that immediately caught your attention that makes you want to play? Or, if you've just started playing House Flipper or have tried it before, what did you enjoy about the game? How long have you been playing? Do you have any advice for new flippers just starting out if you have been a long time player? Any hints and tips that might help ease new flippers into potentially their new addiction? For now though, I'm gonna disappear and probably maybe not return to House Flipper to finish off my latest project, which maybe just needs another half an hour or so, and then maybe I can quit, I can move on. But whatever you decide to do, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic time gaming. Bye! Hello one and all, and welcome to my channel. My name is Phil, aka Philadoxical, and I hail from the UK. I'm a content creator, streamer, and all-round self-proclaimed multiplayer badass. Or, as the saying goes, a jack of all trades but master of none. As you might be able to tell, I'm a variety gamer who loves everything from FPSs to RPGs, top-down tacticals to puzzlers. With a can-do attitude and out-of-the-box creative thinking, I'm always up for challenging myself and pushing boundaries. Whether you are looking for playthroughs, reviews, the latest For Honor executions, or hints and tips, I'm sure I'll have something that might pique your interest. And if that has not hooked you yet, did I mention I'm an expert in diplomatic negotiations? Dealing with stressful situations.
Die!
Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Holy shit, I think I just crapped myself. And I'm always up for fundraising for fantastic causes. If you get a chance, check out a video or drop a follow to be kept up to date with our latest adventures. For now though, no matter what you decide to do, have a fantastic rest of your day and happy gaming.